Greetings, friends. Today I was actually going to talk about something having to do with, of course, film, and in this case, an analysis of a specific special effect in the movie Matrix, which is one of my favorites. The Matrix's basic theme, of course, is that everything banal around us turns out to be part of a larger conspiracy meant to maintain us in a state of sleepy unawareness, as it were. And I couldn't help but notice that one of the effects that they used in this film had to do with a particular kind of machine gun, which is well known for firing anywhere from 60 to 100 rounds a second. But in this film, this particular machine gun called the M134 was actually slowed down to show us the effect. And I couldn't believe it because, of course, why would you want to slow down something which you've selected specifically for the purpose of showing that this is badass machine gun is actually really much faster than it is in the film? So I thought I'd show this particular comparison.
The standard Dillon Gatling gun fires 3,000 shots per minute. That equals 50 shots per second. No other 7.62mm weapon comes close to this rate of fire.
Okay, now let's hear that in this other airborne footage. And now again from another angle. And now a point of view shot. Now let's hear the M134 in the movie The Matrix. We hear that firing rate in real time and in slow motion as well, but neither is quite fast enough. Now, let's compare the density of shots fired per second, comparing this visual sonogram of 1 second segments between the gun that we heard in The Matrix and an actual M134 minigun as recorded during live fire. And we see it here. So we'll see it and we'll hear it 1 second segments. And so you see, this is what's inexplicable to me. Even in normal speed, the movie slows down the minigun to less than half of its actual rate. I mean, in The Matrix, we see the rounds discharged in 1 second to be about 16. But in the real live fire of this awesome machine gun, basically what you're getting is not 16 rounds per second, but 39 rounds per second. We heard it, and we can see it here. It's beyond me as to why something so awesome as this would have been slowed down and kind of tamed by the special effects team in the film. And there's no question that this isn't exactly what that special effects team meant by the phrase bullet time, but the film does alter and play with ballistics in all kinds of ways. I just don't know why they wouldn't have shown a real M134D's firing rate, which is frightening. It's a scary thing. So hey guys, you know, if you're gonna use a machine gun such as this, go ahead and don't be afraid to use the real actual sound and the firing rate. Nothing wrong with that. So as I said, I was gonna talk about this effect, but I decided not to. Then I sort of got sidetracked about a much deeper sort of psychological issue, which is always much more interesting to me anyway, which had to do with the question of creative crisis and how does one actually represent this. Fellini did it in 8½. I think a great film, but in general, It's something that I think haunts a lot of creative individuals, and you want to know why. And largely, it seems to me, at least in my case, having to do with not wanting to do something that fits into a normal, as it were, frame or normal kind of activity, normal genre. You don't want to do things that look like that. You want to blaze a trail, as it were, if possible, if that's an acceptable term, entirely on your own terms, doing it exactly the way you want, and do something that's original every time around. And in order to portray a psychological state, this is actually much more of a challenge. I thought that was much more interesting.
No, questo tipo no, non è capace. Questo vuole prendere tutto, arraffare tutto, non sa rinunciare a niente. Cambia strada ogni giorno perché ha paura di perdere quella giusta e sta morendo come dissanguato.
E così finisce il film?
No, comincia così. Poi... Spegni i fari.
E poi?